Right, well, we are mounting the rev counter then, and it's going to mount sort of relatively central in there, and just lift up a little bit. So when you're mounting, or when I'm mounting something like this, I'm going to rubber mount this, I think, just so it doesn't get all of the vibrations of the bike when the bike's running. So I'm going to use some of these little rubber cotton reels. I've got boxes and boxes of crap that have been built up over lifetimes of working on cars and things like that, and they're absolutely fantastic. You can find anything you want in there. There's loads of them. But anyway, I found some cotton reels, which is exactly what I need. So what we're going to do, I've made a little strap. So we're going to strap this around the outside of the rev counter, and the strap we are going to just with a couple of cotton reels mount it to this bracket here. Okay, good. This will just be a matter of cutting up some little bits of metal, tacking them on, drilling some holes and bolting it all up together. So I'll rather than show you the process, I'll show you the end result again. Bear with me. Okay, so we have an old car in the garage at the minute. So the bike's been pushed to the end, out of the way. So we've made a strap, and you can see it's a conical. It's not dead flat. It's wider at one end than the other, and this is going to be our first bracket for this. So we're just going to drill a couple of holes in the bottom of here. All will become clear hopefully as we start making our way through this. So we're going to rubber mount this thing, and we put some rubbers. I've put one there, and one down in there. Okay, so just bolt them onto this bracket. Okay, and the first one is going to go down to this one here. Okay, so I'll just drill a couple of holes, and we'll come back to you shortly. Right, so on with the rev counter mounting then, and what I've done, now just bear with this, there's a bit of rag holding the rev counter in the right position there, but you can see there's like a rubber mount there, there's one at the front, there's one round the other side. So we are on a cat, get off. We're on a tripod, so it should be steady. However, we have a cat giving us grief. So what we're going to do, we are going to this strap. Now nothing's been cleaned up here at the minute, so you know, give it a bit of a chance. And bear in mind, this is going to be functional. Okay, this isn't designed to be pretty. This is designed to be functional. But what we're going to do, we're going to join a bit from this strap down to this rubber down there, and we're going to do the same on the other side. So I found the easiest way of doing this is to cut things out of cardboard first, get the right shape, and then I can cut it out of metal. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a curve at the top and then flatten it at the bottom. But I'll just do that with a hammer around a bit of bar or something. Let's have a go. Let's have a go at doing it, and we'll see what we turn up with. Right, okay, so here's the first leg, if you like. Well, second leg, I suppose, if you count the front one. Okay, so we've just cut it, welded it, and ground off some of the crud. Trying to shape it a little bit. It's not perfect yet, but it's a start. So we'll do the same on the other side as well. Then we'll have a look and see where we are, okay? Okay. Well, good evening. We're back again. A lovely holiday, thank you very much. And this is where we look at that view. Isn't that lovely? Look at that. So far so good. So the rev counter is mounted, and how have we done it? We put a little strap around it, so you can see it's got a metal strap around it, and it's got 3 like rubber grommets holding it in position, and so you can see it's very flexible, so the vibrations of the bike hopefully won't cause it any problems. Not finished, finally finished at the minute obviously, but we need to sort out these levers. So we need to get the clutch done and the master cylinder, the front brake. And what I went for in the end, I really wanted like a radial style master cylinder, and I couldn't afford the Brembo one that I really wanted, but I went for this one instead because it's a nice looking one, and I can afford it, and it will do the job well. And this is off of a CBR 1000RR. So I bought a pair of levers then. So I've got the master cylinder, the front brake, and the clutch lever as well, which is great. And so what I've got to do, I've got to mount the master cylinder. Oh, sorry, the reservoir. And where it normally mounts is onto, you can see the bracket would normally just mount onto that bolt there, which is fine. Well, it's not fine because it hits the fairing. So the way I'm going to find a space for it then is full travel to the left, and that's where I've got the least amount of space. So I'm going to mount it very close. I'm going to probably mount it around about there, I think. Very close to the fork leg. So when I swing it back round this way, it's fine. All the way back round on this travel, I've got loads of room. But it's going to sit around about there. So all I've got to do is make a bracket that will go between there and there. So I won't bother you with the process of it. I'm just going to make one. I'll just get a little bit of stainless, cut it into shape, drill a couple of holes and bend it, and then mount that onto there, and I'll come back to you very shortly. Okay. Right, so we have our clutch lever, and we've got the CBR, we've got the Fireblade one. And as you know, nothing on this bike is particularly simple. So my clutch cable, which has this end, doesn't fit the lever on 2 points. First one is this. So that is too big. It's about 1.5 millimeters too big to go into there. So I'm going to have to turn down that a little bit. I think that'd be the easiest way of doing it. And the other thing is where the nipple goes on. The nipple on this one is too big to go in the lever, and I think what I'll do, I think I'll make a smaller nipple. So I'm just going to make a smaller nipple and machine this out a little bit in there, so we can make our original BMW clutch cable fit the CBR clutch. Okay, so let's just get on and do it. Well then, that is, so that there is 11 millimeters. That there, outer, is 14. So 14 millimeter outer, 11 millimeter inner, 3 mil, 1.5. So this wall thickness of that is going to be 1.5 mil. That'll be fine. So I'll just cut the middle out till I've got a diameter of about 1.5 mil thickness. Okay. Good evening. Okay, this is the very current state of affairs, and I apologise for the last video with lots of making bits missing out of it and things like that. But I just sort of cracked on and got some done, and I didn't have any space for video in, and it all got a bit complicated, and I lost some videos and everything else. So apologies for that. But this is the very current state of affairs and exactly where we are at the moment then. So steering damper we did. Look at that view. I love that view. I think it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. When you sit on it, you just want to rag it to death. It is an old BMW, so it probably wouldn't take much ragging to kill it, to be fair. So we'll just think about it rather than do it. Rev counter. Rev counter is mounted. And yeah, it's rubber mounted in now, as you saw on this video. Yeah, good. The reservoir, so we've mounted this reservoir on there, and I've mounted it at the top. Now I haven't mounted it properly. This is just the original bracket. I just smacked it into, sort of flattened it out a little bit just to get a position. And I have bought a slightly smaller reservoir off of Chinese eBay, but that'll probably take about 3 months to turn up, and I don't know what it'll be like when it turns up. So this is going to just sit there like this for now. If the one turns up is crap, I'm just going to make a nice bracket and I'm going to leave this where it is. The levers, we got the Fireblade levers. I made a nipple, can't see it, and I machined it out so my original clutch cable now fits, and it's very tight. Watch this as I swing round. Oh, put the other chair in the way. One moment. Swing back. As I come around on lock, so lever against the rev counter, it goes that tight. But that's okay. I can deal with that. It's not an issue. I've bought a set of cheap and cheerful, or a cheap and cheerful throttle for it. Just an old style throttle, and I've sort of like put it up onto the bar about that far. And I quite like the look of this. So I think it might stay, but I'm not sure. I need to make a right angle bit for the cable, or get another cable first of all to see what we think. 100%, but we're sitting on those. We're the jury's out on the levers. Well, not on the levers. The lever's fantastic. Lovely master cylinder. Looks fantastic. The jury's out on the throttle and the grips. I kind of like them. Okay, so it's actually, I mean, it's actually really coming together. I can start crossing some serious bits off the list. Now, I'm not going to cross anything off the list yet because all of this work here isn't completely finished yet. We've still got to mount the speedo, which is becoming very problematic. Having a fairing is causing me a few problems now. Oh, I might throw the fairing away and just have it naked. That was a joke. This fairing has not been thrown away. But where the master cylinder comes round, I have a space is the problem. Where the master cylinder comes round when you're turning, there is no space here at all. So there's no room for anything there. So if it goes anywhere, it's going to have to go down the other side. So it's not been done. I'm still thinking about exactly what I'm going to do with this speedo side of things at the moment. Okay, so that's in my head, and I think I still want the original idea of just throwing it down there somewhere out of the way, as if it's, you know, as if it is an afterthought. That's what I want it to look like. But I don't want it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. Still thinking about it. But the next job, the next thing I am going to do with this is my front indicators. Now, you know, with the rear, I mean, the reason we went with these two lights was so I didn't have to have indicators sticking out the side anywhere on the thing. These are the indicators. I don't want any indicators sticking out the side at the front either. I have an idea in my head how I want to do them. It will probably mean a bit of fiberglass in again, maybe, and I don't know how legal it will be when I do it, but I'm going to have a go at doing it. So the next video is going to be the indicators, and probably just throwing the rev counter in there somewhere as well. The next video, again, I'm sorry about this, but the next video might actually take some time because it's in process in my brain a little bit exactly if it will work or not work, and it's going to take quite a while. It's going to take a little while to do anyway. So watch this space. I will come back to you as soon as I can, but she's looking good. I can tick a load of things off the list, but I'm not going to do that. Once we've done the indicators, we'll have another look at the list. And we'll see where we are. We're breaking the back of this project, that's for sure. Okay, I'll speak to you soon.